At the edge of our world, where nights linger for months and the horizon shimmers beneath a quiet veil of snow, lives a creature perfectly sculpted by millennia of evolution. Here, in the stark white silence of the far north, we encounter the Arctic fox. For centuries, the Arctic fox has been a symbol of resilience and ingenuity in the folklore of indigenous Arctic communities. Many stories celebrate its cleverness, often portraying the fox as a guide, a trickster, or a bringer of fortune. These tales connect the fox not just to the land, but to the spiritual and cultural heritage of those who share its domain. Its scientific name is Vulpes lagopus, lagopus meaning hare-footed, a nod to its uniquely furred paws that help it traverse the ice with grace. This small canid is more than just a survivor. It's a sculptor of its own destiny, changing its coat from white in winter to brown or grey in summer, a natural trick of camouflage that has puzzled and enchanted observers for generations. As we watch from a respectful distance, we glimpse a family. Among the foxes, a chorus of soft vocalizations fills the air, gentle whines and yips from the pups as they play, and sharp barks from the mother to alert the family to possible danger. In the Arctic, where silence reigns supreme, these sounds create a delicate symphony of survival and connection. Crouched near their den, carved into a mound of earth preserved by permafrost, live 3 generations of Arctic foxes. Their dens can be intricate, multi-chambered networks of tunnels with multiple entrances, providing shelter, storage for food, and a secure nursery for the pups. This thoughtful engineering helps them endure the Arctic's relentless winds and frigid temperatures. The youngest pups, now grown into their first winter coats, wrestle and tumble in the snow. Their mother watches with keen, vigilant eyes. Nearby, their grandfather, nearly 4 winters old, rests. 4 years is a respectable age for an Arctic fox in these harsh lands. This old fox's muzzle bears the soft grey hints of age. He's seen many changing seasons and knows this may be his final winter, but still he endures, teaching the younger ones the art of survival. This old patriarch has passed along vital knowledge: how to listen for lemmings scurrying beneath the snowpack, how to follow the scent of a seal carcass left behind by a polar bear, and how to time a pounce just right so claws meet prey at the perfect moment. Such lessons are part of a legacy that ensures the next generation's success. Lemmings are the Arctic fox's preferred meal, though their numbers rise and fall dramatically from year to year, creating feast or famine scenarios for the fox. In years when lemmings are scarce, the foxes become ever more resourceful, dining on birds, fish, or scraps left behind by larger predators. One of their greatest tricks, besides that remarkable coat, is their extraordinary hearing. Even beneath layers of crusted snow, an Arctic fox can pinpoint the scurry of tiny feet. With a sudden leap, it breaks through the surface, often emerging with dinner in its jaws. Look closer and notice their paws. Encased in thick fur, they serve as built-in snowshoes, providing insulation and traction. Their compact bodies with small ears and a short muzzle are specifically adapted to conserve heat in the extreme cold, reducing the surface area through which warmth can escape. This efficient design ensures they retain vital energy even in the Arctic's harshest winters. Their lush tails act as blankets, curling around their bodies on frigid nights to conserve heat. This marvelous adaptation allows them to remain active all winter. Unlike bears, Arctic foxes do not hibernate. Instead, they persist, ever hunting, ever searching through blizzards and polar twilight. As summer fades, the tundra's patchwork of browns, greens and greys transforms beneath snowfall and endless night. As the seasons shift, so do the foxes' behaviours. In the leaner winter months, they reduce their activity to conserve energy, relying on food caches they've carefully stored in summer and fall. When resources grow scarce, these strategic reserves can mean the difference between life and death. The Arctic fox's coat responds in turn. In warm months, it matches the summer tundra, mottled and earthy. In winter, it gleams pure white, merging with the drifts to escape detection from both prey and predator. This color change is driven by hormonal cues responding to daylight shifts, an ingenious adaptation to seasonal extremes. Interestingly, not all Arctic foxes don this ivory cloak. Some belong to a blue morph, which remains dark charcoal year-round, relying on coastal rocks and shadows for camouflage instead of snow. The Arctic fox calls home a realm shared with polar bears, snowy owls and caribou. They may be small, but Arctic foxes contribute to the ecosystem's balance. By hunting rodents, they help control populations, and by scavenging the remains left by larger predators, they ensure that nothing goes to waste. Yet, despite their ingenuity, these foxes face threats. Climate change, with warming temperatures and melting ice, shifts their habitat and food sources. As the Arctic warms, snow cover arrives later and melts earlier each year, shrinking the window during which the fox's white coat offers an effective disguise. This mismatch between camouflage and environment leaves them vulnerable to both predators and prey alike, compounding the challenges they face in a rapidly changing world. Human expansion and competition from the larger red fox, moving northwards as temperatures rise, pressure the Arctic fox's fragile existence. In addition, some populations suffer from hunting pressures and the persistent demand of the fur trade, leading to capture or breeding in fur farms. Together, these forces test the resilience of a species already living on the edge of the world. The old grandfather has seen the world shift in his lifetime. He has navigated diminishing sea ice and scarcer prey. Yet he still stands guard at the edge of their den, keen eyes assessing the frosty horizon. The pups, now nearly grown, sense his presence and guidance, even if they do not know that this winter may be his last. Life in the Arctic is unforgiving, but each life that braves these extremes plays a part, even if only for a few seasons, in the tapestry of the tundra. And so we watch as the sun briefly graces the horizon, its pale light dancing across pristine snow. Another day begins in a realm where silence, adaptation and resilience are nature's greatest currency. With their changing coats and cunning wits, the Arctic fox family will endure. Above them, the Arctic sky comes alive. The northern lights dance in sweeping arcs of green and violet, illuminating the snowfields and reflecting in the watchful eyes of the grandfather fox. In these moments, the tundra reveals a quiet magic, reminding us that survival here is not just a struggle, but a story painted across one of Earth's most enchanting canvases. The grandfather's story will close, but his legacy runs deep in the bloodline of these remarkable foxes. They are guardians of a stark and changing world, teachers of survival and adaptation, and forever ambassadors of the wild white north.